This is the first video on the SOE Reptiles channel. The Instagram is SOE_reptiles as we sit right now. I don't even have a YouTube channel, so you might see this on the normal SOE YouTube. You'll probably see a little teaser of it directing you to the other page perhaps. I'm just gonna open some stuff. We're gonna show you some snakes. We're gonna show you some supplies that might or might not be for snakes. I'm not sure what all's in here. And we'll show you the new rat room, or at least the building for it. But let's start. What did you say about this?
First, when I saw it, I was like, what the hell is this?
I think we're both gonna be surprised what's in here, because what I think is in there does not require a box. And if the one I got is this big, it's kind of ridiculous. So I ordered this off Amazon, and I think that this is a snake hook. I've never actually owned one of these. Not a snake hook, but yeah, this is ridiculous. So if you were totally scared of snakes and you were out like catching venomous animals to remove them from people's places, you might use this. If you're like totally scared of snakes, like even catching rattlesnakes, I wouldn't use this. So I will probably send this back. Yeah, this is ridiculous. I didn't realize that this was this big. It's got the rubber cups on here, which I guess would help grab a snake if it was trying to get out. Like these are pretty hard plastic. I mean, I don't know. I've not ever used a snake hook, but I mean, I guess if you're like an animal control guy or something and you're scared of snakes, or you're trying to have standoff from that massive cobra that you just grabbed in the middle, that shouldn't be here in Tennessee anyway. So that's what that is. That is a massive, how big do you think that is? 48 inches? Yeah. I don't know. I'll go back and read the thing. Maybe I ordered the wrong thing, but I don't see a situation where this would play into our program at all. Amanda is pretty good with dealing with animals, and even aggressive animals. Like I couldn't see using this for anything that we don't have any venomous. So this will probably go back. And if you see it on Amazon, be very aware of how long this is. I guess read the reviews. This right here is a bunch of stuff from Amazon. It's possible that we pull out something completely embarrassing. No, I don't order completely embarrassing things.
It could have been for Isaac.
Amazon's been doing this thing the last few times I've ordered, where they're like, hey, if we ship multiple packages, we can get your stuff to you several days earlier. But if you're worried about the earth and the carbon footprint, we can send your shit to you like 3 days later. So it'll take a week to get to you by just sending it all in one bag. And I never choose that option. So what I've ordered here are some bulbs just to test these to see which ones we like. We've never had a lot of small animals that I was going to display. We mostly kept them in rack systems, which I'll show you in a little while if you're not familiar with that. And they have heat towards the back. So towards the back is warm, towards the front is cooler. There's water towards the front. And when I was doing this, everything was kept in, and I've been out of reptiles for over 10 years, right? We had really big animals in big cages, which meant you could have lesser cages. And then we kept things in drawers. And now there's this huge amount of YouTube channels kind of trash talking all those original dudes. It's a trip, because the animals that all these guys have, they only have because they came from guys breeding them in rack systems, the breeders and such. A lot of these countries are closed now. Like my understanding is nothing at all can be exported from Australia. Back 20, 30 years ago, there was things that couldn't come out of Australia. Now Australia's completely closed. If you see cockatoos in the United States, they've been here since before the import. I think the cockatoos live like macaws 100 years. You know, any of that stuff, all of pythons comes from Australia. And if it's here, it's because people are breeding it from stock back then. And it was good enough back then. But now you've got all these, it's almost like wild liberals. Like liberals have gotten into reptile keeping. And for people that don't know that might be watching this, my other channel is, it's not a gun channel, but we are a military law enforcement manufacturer. I've been doing that for 35 years. I started that company when I was 17, and it has allowed me to do everything else in life that I've been able to do because of that. And going to reptile shows 10 years later after being out of reptiles, there's a lot of well, liberals, like not the majority. Anyways, but we go to all these shows, and I haven't had to use light bulbs. So I've got all these light fixtures from Bearded Dragons, which have massive heat, and now we're putting them on little pythons, and it's too much heat. So we've ordered these 15-watt bulbs, which weren't even a thing, and we've ordered some 25s, which I'd never seen before. Look how cute these are. They're these cute little 25-watt bulbs. But it's not quite enough. So we saw some companies making 35s and 50s. So I ordered everything that was on Amazon. This is only a tenth of it probably. But we ordered these to see and actually temp gun and see what was gonna work and what wasn't. These are way better. Like I used to order, not all these have foam now. We used to order a light bulb. It was a red light bulb. It was either a 75, 100, or 150. I think it came from Zoomed, and they looked like this, but it was just a cardboard box. Like you would buy a cardboard box that wasn't being shipped. You'd go to Walmart and buy a light bulb, and it was just in a cardboard box. And I would order 20 of these, and inevitably 10 would be smashed. So, and they're only smashed because Amazon was putting them, they would put this in a box this big. We would literally get this massive box you could barely put your arms around with 20 loose light bulbs. And you would hit up Amazon and be like, hey guys, you sent this ridiculous box. Half of our bulbs are smashed. So what would they do? They'd send us another 20. And then part of those would be smashed. And we'd tell them again. So we'd end up getting 100 light bulbs out of this because they kept smashing them. And I'm like, do you want us to send these back? They're like, no, you don't have to send them back. So they have apparently figured this out now because all of these boxes have this great layered like foam in here. So they have figured out how to ship this apparently. So we're gonna try those out. That's what this is. These, I just needed another flex arm for GoPros. When I shoot footage that you guys see, I shoot off of just a GoPro. And I really like this setup here. It's the flex arm. Unfortunately, GoPro doesn't sell the flex arm with the clamp. So you have to buy the clamp separate. And I did my damnedest to buy a GoPro clamp because the GoPro clamp and the GoPro flex arm is something that is much better. This has a lot of tension and it doesn't move loosely. I've got a bunch of these as well as the other ones that Amazon sells. And when the ones Amazon sells, they're way lower quality. They move on their own. You'll be just walking and your GoPro will face down. Same with this. I called myself ordering GoPro. I went out of my way. I even checked it to make sure it was GoPro, and I somehow got this. This is not nearly as strong as the actual GoPro mount. It did come with an arm, which is nice, but this arm is not nearly as stiff as the real GoPro. So if you guys are doing this, get the real GoPro stuff. I'm gonna send this one back and try to get, I mean, you can always order from GoPro and make sure you get GoPro stuff. And it's actually a little cheaper ordering from GoPro, but the convenience of Amazon is, it's just too convenient. I just get stuff faster from Amazon and it comes in every day. If you guys use Amazon and you like anything that we do, if you look in the links of any of my videos in description, there is an Amazon link. And by clicking that link, it takes you to Amazon. But because it goes through my portal, it gives us a small percentage of what you guys order. Doesn't cost you anything. You don't even know it happened. Anytime you go to Amazon through one of my links, anything you order in the next 24 hours, we get a small percentage. If you're ordering weird, deviant stuff or whatever, we ain't gonna judge you. We don't know who ordered what, so we have no way of tying it to you. So don't be embarrassed because you're ordering, I don't know, 55-gallon drums of baby oil or whatever you're into. So there's that. This one here, what do you think is gonna be in here? You can tell this wasn't Amazon. They took a box and chopped it down.
Some kind of bowls or something?
It says Premium Rodent Water Tubing by Lagarde. Interesting, because Lagarde is clearly the manufacturer, and I ordered this from a company called the Serpentarium. I tried to order from a different company. I put in Google rodent breeding water system, and I found a company. I put everything I wanted was in the cart and everything. And when I went to create an account, it kept asking me like for my business name and all this stuff as though they were setting up a wholesale account. And I kept putting in all my information that I have used for 30 some years, and it wouldn't take part of it. So I'm like, okay, forget these guys. I found another company and I ordered all this stuff. Now, I swear this looks bigger than the tubing we're currently using. For guys that are watching this, we used to have a lot of animals, like thousands of animals, like buildings full of animals. And we breed rats in a rack system that we'll show you in a minute. And we put a 5-gallon drum of water on the top, 5-gallon bucket. And then this comes through water lines. And it basically clips together like a drip mist system for gardening. And then it terminates in these metal lickers right here. And these fit through the screen. And I guess I had to buy the clamps separate, which aren't here, weird. And it's laboratory setup stuff is what it is. So each tray, when you're breeding rats, I want to keep 2 females to 1 male. Some guys do 3 to 1. And each stack has 5 trays. And you're going to have babies in those, and you feed them. You can feed them dog food, you can feed them cat food, you can feed them all kinds of stuff. But when I feed actual rodent food, the litters almost double in size. The babies grow. Like, you really do get what you pay for. But that's what this is. This is just watering system. I have 10 rodent racks, so 50 trays worth at the old building. They've been sitting there for almost a decade. And because there was water in them, when we shut everything down, we never took the water out. Mice get in there looking for moisture, and they chewed through the water lines. So there's just damage. So I'm going to repair all of that. Take a couple hours. All those will be up and running. We did go and buy a bunch of rats. Actually, let's go film that right now. We'll show. It's going to suck. It's like 100 degrees outside. All right, this is the new rat house. It was delivered a week ago. We've not done anything with it yet. We have an AC unit we're going to pop in the wall. This is a vision rack that holds, I don't know, 32, maybe less, trays for snakes. It's just sitting here. There's this, is the rat house. And then we have rats in a rack. These are the racks. I think I've got 10, maybe a dozen of these. We did go around to local pet shops and got a bunch of rats. There's way too many in here. I've always heard you have to air condition rats or they shut down breeding. I've got about 100 rabbits up there too. I've heard the same thing. When it gets hot, they don't breed. They're breeding. They'll definitely do better, and the ammonia load and everything about it will be better in the AC. But there's babies in each of these trays right here, and they're doing great. So that's what these look like. This is the water system. These are the water lines. Here's the lickers. These are the clamps that come with them. Maybe they don't come with them anymore, but these sit on here. That just presses in. This is rebuildable, so you can get any gunk or debris out of here. I've got pre-filters in these. And then this just clips here. This goes in here like so. And then this tensions in to, if you're using 1/4 inch, that locks in. So that stays there like that. This is actually supposed to go in there too, but that keeps them from being able to pull it. They can't get the line any closer and chew through it, because if they can chew it, they will chew it. That's what that looks like. Now that we're out here on the desert island, it's like 100 degrees out here. Let's go back inside. We have another building coming that looks similar to this building. It is 16 by 60 feet, and it will sit on the other side over there next to the other buildings, and that will be the snake house. And then this will move over next to it once it's in place, and that'll be the rodent room next to the snake house. So we went to Chattanooga this weekend. If you looked at the Instagram page, SOE Reptiles, you saw a little bit of clips of that. Here's some of the animals that we brought back with us. They don't live in these. These are just kind of quarantine. We're looking for mites. We're looking for anything like that. They're sterile. They've got water. We feed them a couple times, and then we'll put them into real caging. This is a Honduran milk snake, little one, less than a year old, right there. A lot of times I'll buy up. You'll see guys with tables where they've got these things for hundreds of dollars, and then you'll see them on tables for $100, right? And those are typically guys that are wholesalers. They didn't produce them, they didn't breed them. I want them, so they look cool in cages. They're good for video stuff. We'll grow them up. We don't even know, like, they don't even have a sex on them, right? They didn't say whether they're male or female. We can determine that very easily. If they didn't bother to, it's because they just got a killer deal, bought somebody's end of year stuff, and they're just selling them on their table. I can grow this up, right? I think I paid $50 for these. I can grow this up and easily move this a little bit later for $150. So that's why I have them. If it becomes something I no longer want, I can definitely profit on them. It fills rack space, and for video and such, looks cool. And we got a really good price on all this stuff here. We're not sure what genetics are in these things, what morphs are hidden in there or whatever. I just bought it as a Pueblan milk snake. Same with this cow king. This is a desert phase cow king right here. He will definitely bite. He was trying to bite last night. This is a little desert phase, black and white banded king. Super white, just a pretty little animal. And that's that guy. Again, not sex. We don't know what it is. Doesn't really matter right now. Sometimes these little teeny ones can get out the sides of these shoe boxes. So put those bands on there just to negate that. They're only in here for a few days. Here is another cow king. We used to catch these in San Diego that looked like this. There were striped and banded cow kings. And the coastal phase cow kings where we were in San Diego, they're yellow and chocolate brown like this, and you had banded ones like this or stripes. And this is not a very good striped looking one. If you look at the stripe, you can see that the stripe is not a nice solid line all the way down, but it goes wide, skinny, and that's just that dude right there. And when we started doing this 35 years ago, 40 years ago as a child, everything was just a king snake. And then when you move fast forward 20 years, when I was like 20, 25, even 30, when you started talking to guys about cow king, you'd hear locality. Really, I started hearing it with rosy boas, locality, locality. And you can go and get a California king snake from this area where we always caught snakes in my canyon in Tierra Santa. You could literally go 5 miles away and catch a cow king, same animal, different paint job basically, that looked completely different. So it's interesting when you start talking locality. When you're buying these animals and the price is low, you really don't know anything about locality. A guy just caught 2 snakes, bred them together, and we're not sure what the genetics are or what they'll produce. This right here is I don't remember what this is. It's a little albino boa call something. We have all the paperwork on him. Super pretty. Amanda wanted this, so we got this. It's a female. The females get considerably larger than the males do. In most of the snakes, that is the case. Definitely largely visible in boas and pythons. So there's that. This is an Arizona mountain king. I asked this guy, I'm like, hey, what do you know about this animal? He goes, I know everything about it. I produced it, and this is my male. I had a female and she passed. This male is 4 years old, and he was breeding them. So I would assume that I don't remember why he said she died, but I would assume she got egg bound or something in reproduction. So this is Arizona mountain king. I do have some babies that are similar to this, but again, locality. He does have all of the locality on this animal. Just an incredible looking animal. I remember seeing this snake just like this on the cover of a book as a kid. Always wanted one. never was available. The internet didn't exist back then, so I now have one of those. I've actually got a few of them. And again, another little cow king. You can never go wrong with cow kings. They're voracious eaters, super easy to keep, easy to sell if you decide to sell it. These here are some reticulated pythons. You always hear, you hear the invasive species, the Burmese pythons, for people that don't really know snakes, all through Florida. The Burmese python is a very big python. It is not the longest. The longest python are reticulated pythons, and I believe the world record is 32 feet. You will see these animals get 16 feet over years in captivity. Hey, you gonna bite the shit out of me? You are not. I do not know what this retic is. Amanda knows. I would say to me, golden child of some kind, but it's not. It's got a bunch of other stuff in it. Super cool looking animal. It's born this year, maybe last year, but it's not even a year old. Retics have a huge feeding response. You will talk to people who are reptile people who are completely scared of retics because of the feeding response and how fast they are. If you reach in the cage with a hook and just kind of touch it, it kind of tells it, okay, there's not food, and then let it come out, and then you can totally grab it. If you're gonna get bit though, if you keep retics, you're eventually probably getting bit. This is a little albino, purple albino. It's got some other genetics. If you breed it, it does some different things. It's very ugly right now. It's about to shed. When it sheds out, those bands in there will literally look purple. Pretty wild looking. Super cool snake. This is a little female. She will be a really big animal in a few years. You can keep them in this for a little bit, but within a couple of years, you better have some planning to have some 4 foot, and then 6 foot, and then 8 foot, and then 10 foot cages. And when you talk 6, 8, and 10 foot cages, you will see them 24 inches deep, but then you'll also see them 36 and 48 inches. So when these are big animals, you're probably going to have these, you know, in a 6 by 4 foot footprint cage, 24 square feet, or even larger. Now this one here is I don't know what this, labyrinth something. This one's much larger. You can see these all came from the same guy. This one is a year older than those two. You can see how big that is. They've turned their water over here. This one at least has. We go through these every day. So are you about to bite me? Oh, I had my hand in that rat rack. I opened those rats. That's what he's tonguing on. So there's that. It'd be good video probably. People would enjoy that if that thing bit the piss out of me. So there's those. That's a few of the things. That's from this weekend. We brought some other stuff back too. There's some cicada tortoises. There's a super cool olive python. We'll pull that out right now and show it to you. This vision cage, I've got several of these vision cages. As long as you stay with the same model, they stack. You can also do, like they've got an 8 foot and you can put 2, or they got a 6 foot and you can put 2 3-footers. They've got, you know, and their small ones stack on top of their larger ones also. But this right here, I don't know where in here he is. There he is sitting on top. Here, come down here. I don't know what he's gonna do. And I don't have a snake hook out here. So I'm definitely not going to reach in there and go, hey, surprise.
Didn't we just order one on Amazon?
Well, we did order one on Amazon, yeah. Yeah, so that's a very neat snake. I had one of these.
That's the one you had out in video?
Yeah. But I had one of these that's 4 times that big. I mean, mine was, these come from Papua New Guinea and also Australia. I had one that was at least that big around and a solid 8 feet, you know, tip to tail. Super muscular. Just super neat animals. And they're olive green. And after they shed, they're super iridescent. They'll look purple and rainbow colors on them.